So unless you've had your head in the sand, I'm sure you're well aware that Killer Mike has been getting cooked, okay? He's been getting roasted, filleted, bruh, online. And it all started with this video that he put out in regards to the Voting Rights Act.
Hey, what's up? Onyx Impact, Black Male Initiative. This is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render. 1965 Voters' Rights Act just got gutted. They gutted it. They literally eviscerated it, and is now trying to make it easier, or allowed it to be easier, for states to redraw district lines to annex those most in need out. This is not just black people and African Americans. This is poor people.
And I'm talking directly to you, Killer Mike. Your ass is tagged. So Killer Mike decided to post this shit on Threads. Americans, we've got work to do beyond the polls this year, no matter what. Plan, plot, strategize, organize, mobilize. Shut the
But then they started pulling receipts, okay? They were people were like, wait, hold on. Is that Killer Mike? That can't be the same guy that in 2024 during the election of Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, that he was very tepid when it came to Kamala Harris.
I saw Mark Lamont Hill for some reason. Candace Owens. It was like a random collection of people.
Well, so this is tied to people going, weren't you individuals the ones telling other black people to not vote for Kamala Harris?
And Stacey Abrams. That was big.
Killer Mike says he's not voting for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, and that was on August 12, 2016. Let's see what Killer Mike had to say about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in 2024. He raps, I don't give a fuck who the president is if the president's not for me, pointing to the issues such as legislation of marijuana and tax increases to fund education. Will Kamala or Trump have the wherewithal to do it? I don't know.
Cause wasn't this your bitch ass in 2024? Oh no, this is your bitch ass again. Killer Mike says Kamala's race won't be a key in 2024. It's progressives for me. You one of the reasons why we in this shit.
Greetings, my BPPN family. Welcome to Bold Perspectives Network. I'm Mr. Red. My recollection of the 2024 campaign was there were a number of people that were trying to tell you there were other options. And listen, I totally get that there were people who said, hey, we definitely don't need Trump here, but we also don't necessarily need an establishment person like Kamala Harris. Given that the choices were between Kamala and Donald Trump, unfortunately, she was the best option. Now, I hear everyone say that she was a terrible candidate, but when you look back and look at those debates, when you look back and listen to her speak, she had to answer the tough questions about her platform and what she was going to do. When you look back at 2024, look at the kind of questions that Donald Trump got. He never had to explain what he was exactly going to do. He never gave you an exact plan.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. But the word affordability is a Democrat scam. One of my top priorities will be to quickly defeat inflation and make America affordable again. I don't want to hear about the affordability. We will make America affordable again. You know, there's this fake narrative that the Democrats talk about, affordability. Affordability is a con job.
Ask Donald Trump what his plan is for black America. Democracy. You know what he says he'll do? Terminate the Constitution of the United States.
That's right.
Let me remind folks. You know what's in the Constitution of the United States? The Fourth Amendment, which protects you against unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. And in most of those amendments, one thing or another was about a movement spurred by black people to ensure that we would be equally protected under the law. I hate to say it, I told you so.
When people like Killer Mike and others who got on and said, well, she was a terrible candidate, and then what's Donald Trump? Donald Trump was a horrible candidate. He's horrible to run anything. So when you had these people on here trying to tell you that, you know, she was the worst option, Donald Trump wasn't better for this country. With people like Killer Mike telling you that, hey, you know, we need to be able to reach across the aisle and talk to these people and maybe go third party, it doesn't work. We were in an existential crisis when it came to who we needed to vote for and who we needed to put our backing behind. And people like Killer Mike now changing their tune after we're going through this, after the Voting Rights Act has been gutted. not realizing that Project 2025 was a real thing.
Read Project 2025.
The former president said that's not true.
He says everything. Come on, are we really taking his word for it?
The lack of foresight on people like him makes me say that these celebrities need to just shut the hell up. Today we're going to go review this video from the amazing Lucas and see what he says on it and see what Killer Mike says. We have much to discuss. Let's strap in. Let's get after it.
And he was like, hey, just because you're black doesn't guarantee you the vote. Now, I always love when people say stuff like that because they always bring that up when they don't want to vote for somebody. Beta! When you talk about Kamala Harris, especially given the whole bull crap of, oh, is she black? Is she Indian? All the nonsense. For you to come out and say something like that, come on now. All right, it's okay. We know what you about. And then people were lambasting him when it came to Abrams, right? And how he was seen, meeting with Brian Kemp after Brian Kemp was accused of basically rigging and stealing the election. Regardless of whether or not you believe that, it's not a good look.
Because remember, Killer Mike partnered up with Kemp down in Georgia when Stacey Abrams was running for a governor seat in Georgia. So that people brought that back up. He was also somebody that was talking like Kamala wasn't good enough.
I think he put out a video something along the lines like we all gotta join forces and work.
And everybody was like, really, fam? Now we gotta join forces?
Yeah, you're part of the reason we're here.
And then he comes out and is like, you know what? I believe Kemp is a principled human being and everything. And it's just like, bro, what's going on here, fam? Kemp, really? Really? Did you ask Kemp about reparations? Huh? What do he have to say about that? What's his take when it comes to reparations and everything? And he's like, oh, we got to appreciate him for the black outreach that he's doing.
I didn't even know about the Brian Kemp thing. I didn't know that Killer Mike was out there buddying with Brian Kemp. Now, I got people that lived in Texas and live in Texas. And when you hear them talk about Brian Kemp, they feel like we got to get this man out of here. This man is trying to rig elections, disenfranchise voters. He's doing all of the MAGA playbook stuff, even though we know that we need to get people out that think like Brian Kemp in these different places in Louisiana and these different other states. And Killer Mike is going to say that Brian Kemp is a principled man. Brian Kemp, who has sided with one Donald Trump on many issues. Killer Mike was trying to make the point that we need to go ahead and reach across the aisle. But these people are disingenuous. They're not trying to help us. They were only trying to get black people's vote. They were only trying to make it appear that they're on our side. And since Donald Trump has been in office, one of the things that we as black people have seen, that we scream to the top of the hills, is that all of this was in action with Project 2025. Republicans knew it. No one disavowed Project 2025. I have yet to hear any Republican say this is terrible and I'm against this. No, they knew what was coming. They've been to all of those conferences where all of this stuff was discussed. They're friends with the same circle of people that Donald Trump is friends with. And Killer Mike thought that these people were principled.
And here's the thing. What is now happening is that many black people, it's about time, a little late, but better late than never, are coming out and like, yo, listen, Killer Mike, shut up. That's it. Shut your mouth. Close it. Zip it. We don't want to hear anything from you, pimpin', because you, just like other people similar to you, are the reason we are in this predicament to begin with.
He's out of line, but he's right.
We know they gutted the Civil Rights Act, Mike. You helped them do it. You did. You specifically helped them do it because you, along with Ice Cube, along with Snoop, along with Nelly, along with Sexy Red, and any of you other fake-ass pseudo-intellectual black celebrities that helped cast doubt on Kamala Harris, y'all helped them do this. So keep the same energy that they have now and shut the fuck up. They ain't saying anything now because they know that they had a part in the demise of black people. You are part of the problem, bro. So when you talk about right now, we got to get together. Yeah, we tried to do this shit before November.
Could not see a black woman who has been the most qualified person to run for the office be fucking president. You couldn't see that shit. You wanted to play on her race instead of playing on her fucking policy. You dumbass. Stop speaking. You are not a fucking leader. Close your mouth and sit in the fucking back row.
I agree. I have no problem with that message because I'm like, bruh, this should have been the position that we took ages ago.
We tried to get a coalition going. We tried to make people understand how important it is to choose her. And y'all acting like this was like kind of a somewhat close choice. It wasn't. You talking about the most qualified person to run in a long time versus a convicted criminal, felon, racist idiot who fucked things up the first time, tried to overthrow the government the first time, and is even more of a criminal this time.
And the issue when it comes to Killer Mike and all this, Killer Mike and many of these people have already told you what it is.
You know, I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn how you feel. Because I got mine. Right. The old people, you say something to South, I got mine. You got to get yours.
I got some land, okay? I got all muscle cars and everything.
I'm good. Everything I've ever wanted, I got. I got a wife shaped like a strip. I got all fast muscle cars. I got some German cars in there. Yeah. My house paid for. My warehouses and buildings paid for. I can sit back, take a month off, and live off the rents that I charge people. I am rich.
I miss you like a hog miss fly.
So y'all, no matter what you say about me, what you try to do or throw at me, I don't give a damn. Don't matter to me. I'm good.
Intentions and impact are two different things. See, what Killer Mike should have done was told people, I don't give a fuck, vote for this woman. Policies, this, that, and the third, vote for this woman. See, I feel, and I'm not going to just say Killer Mike, but I think a lot of black men, a lot of black people validate and equate worth based on what we get. And if anyone has went to college, taken federal government, knows if a black president does anything for black people, it's going to cause a fucking riot. Bare minimum, black president does something for black people and nobody else, the next president is going to come in and wipe that shit away and possibly do something for what's the name? It's an educated, strategic thought process that one must have. So at this point in the game, intentions don't mean shit, because guess what? How good are Killer Mike's intentions when a guy who's a convicted rapist and child molester is the president? His intention should have been telling niggas, vote for this black woman. That's it. That's all that matters.
And that's the problem right there, isn't it? That you have these celebrities that every 4 years they want to get their ass up there and act like they're talking for the people, but they're okay. They're doing fine. Their houses are paid for. They got cars and everything that you could only dream about. And here it is, us hardworking black folk that get up every day, put one pants leg on at a time, go ahead and you got to go up in this office and you got to deal with these people. You got to go ahead and prove every day that you are worthy to be at that job just because you're black. And you got people like Killer Mike that want to get up here and act like they speaking for all of us when he's fine. When you have everything, you either do two things. You either are trying to do this outreach. You're trying to act, you're trying to do something to make yourself feel better for the deeds that you've done. We even see that happening with Trump right now. As much as he might be labeled as a potential malignant narcissist, Trump is now trying to put his name on things. He's trying to build stuff to monument to himself. It's because after you've become rich and you have everything you want, it's not enough. Yeah, no, you got to come and meddle in regular folk lives because you have to make yourself feel better before you go. Even Trump is doing that. So when people like Killer Mike get up here and they try to speak for us, instead of actually giving and creating economic opportunities that will, take us away from this system, that will get the black people amongst us that actually do have skills so that we no longer have to depend on them and their systems. No. These are the same people who go ahead and make it seem like, hey, these people are just like us. We need to go ahead and talk to them because they're going to ally with us and they're going to do it in good faith. At the end of the day, since Trump has gotten back in office, we have boycotted many things. We have boycotted the Walmarts. We boycotted the Targets. We boycotted the Disneys. Now we need to go ahead and boycott the stars like Killer Mike and the athletes who want to speak up on our behalf when they don't know how we live anymore. They might have grew up like we did, but they're no longer like us. And that has become evident. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, stay revolutionary.